Hello there and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to break down all of the footage and images of the Azure span, which is one of the zones of the Dragon Isles, and hopefully this will be a little series where we go through all of the zones of the Dragon Isles and all the footage we got, and look out for missable details and things that you might not have seen in the background and whatever if you kind of stop and start or whatever. But before we jump into that, guys, just want to shout out my Twitch, twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me streaming World of Warcraft, patch 9.2.5, 10.0 Alpha Beta, Wrath Beta, and more, over on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. Right, so yes, as I said, this is hopefully going to be a start of a little series we're going to do where we're going to look at all of the footage and images and all the promotional stuff for the specific zones of the Dragon Isles, and today we're going to start with the Azure span, which apparently is one of the biggest zones they might have ever made in World of Warcraft, which is pretty exciting. So we have around 40 seconds of promotional video and a couple of images from the press kit, so let's just jump into it. So our first shot of the Azure span was during the Dragonflight announcement video, the cinematic teaser, and this image is actually fantastic. As you can see, there are the kind of Titan Watcher guys just hanging out there, and I believe this image is from like 10,000 years before, and there's actually another concept art which is almost the exact angle of that image, which shows the kind of Azure span in the present time. As you can see, there's a lot of blue dragons hanging around. This zone will primarily be blue dragons from the sounds of things, and Calicos will be playing a part as well with his brand new model. But as mentioned in the video, a lot of the developers did say that this zone is kind of based off of like the Redwood Forest, Grizzly Hills, that sort of area, and you can kind of see that in this concept art, that the trees are kind of designed in that fashion. And as mentioned, this is apparently one of the largest zones they've ever created, so it's going to be really cool, and definitely going to be utilizing that dragon riding ability that we're going to be getting in the Dragon Isles. We now have this in-game video right here, which is just a path. There is actually no NPCs visible in this shot, and there's not really many NPCs visible at all throughout the entirety of the Azure span video, which is very unfortunate, which makes me think once Alpha does drop, it's probably going to be one of the zones that we're not going to be getting at the beginning, but we'll have to see what happens with that, as this was now 2 months ago. So this image is pretty cool, you know, definitely evoking that sort of Grizzly Hills look to the zone, and yeah, I really like it. I think Azure span is going to be one of my favorite zones for sure, because it has a few different kind of environmental things which sound a lot of fun. Another shot we have is of the forest itself, with kind of a low-hanging fog, which is really cool. They described it as something that happens in the San Francisco Bay Area in the morning. You get like a low-hanging fog, and that is what you can see in this image here, which is a really cool effect, and I think that's going to look really, really good once you're in-game and you get to kind of run around and explore the zone. We do have another shot as well of the forest, and we do see our very first NPC here, which looks like some sort of bat. Looks like it's using the wyvern rigging there, as the flying animations are extremely similar to a wyvern, but I would imagine it's some sort of like dragon bat or something like that flying around the zone here, but it is our very first NPC of the Azure span. We do know that the gnolls will be inhabiting this area also. The gnolls are not featured in any of the actual in-game videos, but we do see a model of them in the preview. And of course the Tuskar, but we'll talk about the Tuskar in a moment. Another shot we get is of this proto-dragon flying past this mountainous sort of temple-looking area with some really cool details here. If you zoom in and enhance, you can see that there's like a dragon statue there, which looks absolutely amazing, and it does look a little bit ruined. As you can see, there are some parts that have kind of fallen onto the floor here. Now, the first thing I thought here, which maybe not everyone thought about, and maybe this is something that, you know, I'm kind of reaching here, I really originally thought about the kind of designer island, vanilla WoW Dragon Isles thing that was created many, many years ago. Obviously not exactly the same, but similar sort of shape in regards to having a taller tower and then going down into a lower area. But I really do feel that this was maybe inspired by that, maybe looks like that. I don't know, we'd have to see the other side of it to see if there is kind of a snail-looking part to it, which we saw on the designer isle original concept for the Dragon Isles, which was created back in vanilla WoW. But this is a very good shot. This shot is also reused as well in the promotional images, so you do get a bit more of a clearer image of this area, and this looks like a really cool area to explore. Once again, only one proto-dragon sort of in there. Does look like a new model, but it will be using the kind of proto-drake rigging from the looks of the flying animations. Another piece of footage is slightly up the mountain. They did say it's quite a mountainous region with two different sort of environments. You have kind of the forest area, then you have a snowy peak. Now, interesting enough, in this shot, there is a human Yeah, an actual human. I don't know if it's actually a human specifically, but they're definitely using the human rigging. And now I don't think it's a gnoll, because it definitely looks like a human female there, being tailed by what looks like a brand new kind of ice elemental of sorts. Also some spiders featured in this shot, as well as, yeah, a few other things. You can see another human in the back right as well, tailed by one of those elementals. So very interesting here. Could be some cultists of sorts. We'll definitely have to find out more once we get actually, into the zone and do some of the questing to find out what on earth is going on. But yeah, it is very interesting to see some humans on the Dragon Isles. Another shot we have is of this fallen tree with a bit of snow on it. Doesn't look like anything specific is going on here. No NPCs as of such. So yeah, just a random fallen tree. Kind of evoking some of that Grizzly Hills aesthetic as mentioned in the preview. Now here's one of the cooler shots with some very interesting details. This is of a small Tuskar camp. As you can see down the bottom there, they are fishing with those Tuskar fishing poles. But if you look in the back by the big tree, there is a dragon frog. Now this dragon frog is also featured in the promotional art, so you can get a better look at this dragon frog in 4K, and it looks amazing. Obviously using the frog rigging, which was introduced in Battle for Azeroth, of course, but it does look very fun and very interesting, and I wonder if it will become a mount at any point. I am extremely curious about that. But also in this shot as well is some Tuskar children, as mentioned in the preview, that there will be Tuskar females, males, and of course, children. We then get another shot of some Tuskar camp as well, with a kind of ghostly Tuskar there, kind of hovering in the air while some other Tuskars are communing with it or doing something like that, and a small little Tuskar child as well in the bottom doing a little bit of fishing as well. But it does look like one of the smaller camps of the Tuskar. Also in the back there, it looks like maybe some ghosts or shades or something like that. They're in the white shade as opposed to the kind of regular black or grey that we do see in the game. So maybe that's a new model, maybe that's something we have seen before, but it is interesting to see some kind of, shades in this little area. There's a few of them hanging about. I don't know if they're shades or they're elementals. It's a little hard to kind of see in this image, but obviously let me know down below what you think on that. But yeah, it looks like some sort of like Tuskar communing with the dead area or something like that. Very, very interesting indeed. Now you get a really good shot of a Tuskar camp here, which looks like a lot of fun. A lot going on in this shot, of course. So on the left-hand side, there is a mammoth. You can see a mammoth returning from Wrath of the Lich King, looking like they have had a little bit of an up-res as well, which looks really cool. You can also see, of course, the Tuskar riding that otter mount. Now, from this shot, it does look like it reuses the rigging from the Collector's Edition mount from Burning Crusade Classic, but yeah, we'll have to see what happens with that, but that is the Warp Stalker mount. The otter mount does also feature in some of the promotional images a lot more HD and a lot cooler. You can definitely see some of the details of this otter mount, and it looks fantastic. They've done a really, really good job with that. Now, what's interesting about the otter mount is actually there was a student art contest submission of an otter mount, and I am curious if that was the inspiration for this mount specifically, because it does look extremely similar. But yeah, this shot is really cool. There's a lot of, little tidbits here as well. You have like a Tuskar Easter Island type head thing. You have a Tuskar cooking up some food there as well, with a little chef's hat, of course. This specific shot does invoke sort of Northrend vibes, which of course is going to be a big theme of the Dragon Isles. But that is all we have from the promotional video side of things. As I said, I did mention a couple of the promotional art pieces. One I do want to focus on just before we finish up is this one of the Tuskar here. Really interesting to see them supporting some gear here. Now, the regular Tuskar right now in retail can support shoulders and things like that, and chest pieces and whatnot. But it is really interesting to see them actually wearing some glasses here. Obviously some shoulders as well that look like they are specifically designed for the Tuskar, which is really interesting and kind of brings back that theory of like, oh, maybe one day they could be a playable race. But yeah, we'll definitely have to see with the Tuskar. Once they do drop the files for it, we can have a look at this model and see how customizable it is and how, maybe one day we will get a playable Tuskar, but we'll definitely have to see. So yeah, that is all of the details that I could find in the Azure span footage and promotional images. Let me know down below what you think of this series. Let me know what zone you want me to check out next, if you want me to continue it, obviously. But yeah, let me know down below. I very much want some feedback on this, because I like these kind of videos. I like new Rockstars, I like Screen Crush, I like videos like that do breakdowns, and I think there's a lot of room there for doing it with World of Warcraft promotional stuff. So yeah, let me know. Guys, before I go, I'd like to give a massive shout out to my amazing patrons, YouTube channel members, and Twitch subs. You guys are awesome, and if you'd like to support the channel in any of those ways, links are down below. So leave a like on this video, guys, if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. I've also got a partner Discord channel with over 3,000 members, and as I said, I'm now streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, Dragonflight Alpha Beta, Wrath of the Lich King Beta, patch 9.2.5, all of that good stuff, guys, over on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.